why do I have to go to confession? Why do I have to tell my sins to a priest? Can't I just tell God my sins? Surely he knows them anyway. To answer that question, I love to look at the story of the prodigal son in the Gospel of Luke. He changes his mind. He wants to go back to his father. But he starts rehearsing his words even before he gets back. He rehearses the phrase, "Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me as one of your hired servants." Because he knows that to really reconcile with his father, he needs to put it into words. That's just how human beings are made. And I'm sure we've all experienced that in our families. When we've had an argument in our families, we can't really begin again until we've talked it through. And so he's rehearsing these words. And when he comes back to his father embraces him. And so you might think, well, he doesn't need to say anything. His father has embraced him. It's obvious, he's forgiven him. But he still says it. He still says, "Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son." Interestingly, he doesn't say the last bit. He doesn't say, "Treat me as one of your hired servants," because he just knows he's not a servant, he's a son, because he's being hugged and embraced and loved. And we're called to have that same experience with Christ. That he opened his arms for us on the cross to embrace us. It's no mistake that he decided to forgive us, to give us that grace of forgiveness at the moment of his death, his crucifixion. Because it's as if he's saying to us, the worst you could do, because it was our sins that put him on the cross, not just the sins of the Roman soldiers. It's our sins, my sins and yours, that put him on the cross. But he's saying to us, the worst you could do has become the best gift I can give. That your worst rejection of me by your sinfulness, I've turned into my gift of mercy. So there's nothing you can do that I can't forgive. And so he embraces us with his arms open on the cross, as the father of that son embraced his son. But we still have to put it into words. We still have to make it our own by putting words on it. And confession is our chance to do that, our chance to put into words our sins, to help us be free of them. Jesus knows them already, but he also knows that we need to put them into words for us to be free of them, for us to really face them and give them to him. And my experience of confession has been that it's a great gift. And sometimes people think, oh goodness, the priest is going to think badly of me. Well, priests go to confession too. We know what it's like to be on the other side. And in fact, to be a good confessor, you have to first be a good penitent. That's the best way to be a good confessor. And I was so blessed in my life, and I still am, because of course I still go to confession, to go to priests who are great confessors and who help me understand the mercy of Jesus and help me take away my fear of my sin. And it's something I hope to offer to others, that I can be that go-between, that bridge between Jesus and them in their moments when they need forgiveness. And one biblical passage that I love is when Peter goes to Jesus after Jesus has risen from the dead, and they have a conversation. Peter has denied him 3 times, and Jesus asks him 3 times, "Do you love me?" And Jesus gives him that chance to put into words what has happened and to begin again. And we have that chance in confession. That's the great gift of confession. And so it's a great gift for me as a priest to be able to offer that. And I learn so much from hearing confessions. Of course, I don't mean that I then pass on anything I hear. No, it's all secret, and I'll get excommunicated if I did, and I tend to forget anyway. But I see, and it's a great gift, I see how good people are and how they are striving for holiness. And it really helps me in my own striving for holiness. And if only I could live out the advice I gave in confession, I'd be a saint tomorrow. But often it's easier to say the right thing than to do the right thing. But still, it's a great privilege to hear confessions. And from my own experience, I know that it helps me so much, and I hope that I can be a help to others by offering that. Perhaps one thing to keep in mind, if we haven't been to confession for a long time, we might think, oh, it's been so long, the priest is going to, be annoyed at me. It's the opposite. The longer it's been, the happier the priest is. So if that's you at the moment, don't worry, just go, and the priest will be delighted. You'll make his day.